Decades after the event of issue 192, we see Carl, who somehow digivolved from a little baby babu into a big, strong cowboy with an edge, kill a lone walker outside his home while he's trying to protect his wife, Sophia, and his daughter, Andrea. He goes into town and is intercepted by Herschel, who is the son of Maggie and Glenn, who is upset at Carl for killing one of his zombies, who is part of his traveling sideshow, and he is put on trial for destruction of property. After giving a long-winded speech about how zombies are whack, the judge agrees, zombies are whack. President Maggie actually comes by and says, hey, what if Carl, instead of going to jail, actually goes out and gets my son a new zombie for his sideshow? Everyone goes, okay. But before we see Carl leave, we see that he gets a kill streak on all the zombies that are inside Herschel's sideshow car. On his way out of town, he is intercepted by an old friend, Lydia, who wants to join him on his mission, which ends up just being him talking to a bunch of old people who knew Rick from back in the day. I feel like this is the part of the story that kind of like dragged on for me a little bit, maybe because I haven't read the comics in a long while, and I haven't watched the show in a while. A lot of these characters I didn't really know, so that kind of dragged on a little bit for me. So after he comes back into town, he's put on trial again for even more destruction of even more property, of even more zombies, and then he goes on a speech of, you know what, zombies are whack. And then Judge Hawthorne, who's an old friend of Carl, says, you know what, zombies are whack. You're free to go. After the trial, Herschel's jimmies get all rustled as he says to Carl that those zombies were the only thing he had to relate to his father that he never knew. Carl gets kind of sad for a bit. Later that night, he talks to his wife Sophia and laments that he really misses his father Rick. As they're about to do the big smooch, Andrea comes up and says, hey daddy, can you read me a bedtime story? And Carl goes, okay. And then he reads her the story about how Rick was the coolest dude who ever lived ever in the whole world, the end. And then the comic ends with a 46-page essay by Robert Kirkman, who says that he has enjoyed the time writing the story, and that he did plan to go to 300, but after 192, he realized that there was nowhere else to go, so he decided to end. I feel like this is a great way to kind of bookend the whole series, where it's kind of a contrast between Carl and Rick, where Rick was an honest man growing up in a dishonest time, where now Carl is now a dishonest man who has grown up in an honest time, and he has to learn that society has come back up from the hell that he used to live in. And I give this comic an 8 out of 10.